it's Zahid here. I'm going to be doing a dramatic reading of a book that I've come across. It's called Trump Temptations, The Billionaire and the Bellboy by Elijah Daniel. It's available on Amazon for $1.99 US dollars. For you guys in the UK, it's probably a few pennies in real currency. And yeah, Donald Trump's people obviously heard about this book and they're not too happy. And I thought, what could make them happier? And I thought a foreign brown guy reading this book out in a British accent will make him very, very happy. And for you guys thinking you're never going to be allowed in the States, well, if he gets elected, I probably won't be allowed in the States again anyway. But I have faith in you Americans to not vote him in. Yeah, that's it really. So let's go. This is a work of fiction, a really bad one, but a work of fiction nonetheless. All characters in this book, including those people inspired by real people, are fake. Everything in this book is fake, and after this book, my parents' full love for me will also probably be fake. A message to readers: stop. What the fuck are you doing? I'm doing a dramatic reading of your book because there's not that much acting work or any kind of artwork available around for brown people. So I thought I'd do a dramatic reading of this book. Yeah. Seriously, why are you reading this shit? I wrote this really fucking drunk and in 4 hours. Well, a lot of geniuses have written pieces of art in a drunken state or in an intoxicated state. So I'm sure this would be great. This is really bad and it's meant to be really bad. You paid real fucking money for this shit. Yeah, it was only $2, which is a few pennies in real currency. You need to reevaluate your life. I know I've been trying to reevaluate my life since graduating drama school, to be fair. But thanks for reading my fucking garbage, I guess. I'm so sorry. You don't have to be. Chapter 1, The Mysterious Meeting. It all started one fateful afternoon in the summer of 2012. I was working as a bellboy at the Trump Hotel in Hong Kong on an internship program. It was marvelous. I come from a very small farm town in Michigan, and this was my first time in a big city. I loved everything about it. It was all I could have ever dreamt of, and more. But little did I know it was all about to change. I was stacking somebody's tacky luggage when the door behind me swept open. My loins trembled as the scent of toupee adhesive and spray tan swept through my nasal cavity. I wanted nothing more than to turn around and see the golden god behind these scents. But I couldn't move. I was frozen. There was a tap on my shoulder. Young man. Does he talk like that? I don't know. That's the best impression I can do of Donald Trump. The voice said, I thought to myself, oh my God, this couldn't be him. There was only one way to be sure. I gathered all my strength and turned around. Was I hallucinating? This couldn't be real. It was him. It was Donald. He stood there in front of me like a stallion with his oily orange skin glistening in the sunlight as if he were a soggy Cheeto. His hair unkempt and messy like a gorgeous rat's nest. He was beautiful, more beautiful than I could have ever dreamt. Yes, sir, I nervously said. I need you to bring these bags up to my room, he said sternly, like a grandfather upset that his nude broadcast was interrupted. Like a grandfather upset that his nude broadcast interrupted Jeopardy. His voice wrapped around my body like a queso around a smothered burrito. I was unable to speak. What is this feeling I'm having? I forced myself to speak, but the only word "what" would come out. I don't have all fucking day, you loser, he said next. I'm so sorry, sir, I whimpered as I grabbed his bags. I'll get these bags up to you immediately. He shook his head and trotted off towards the elevator. As he got further and further, my eyes continued to be glued on his rear end. His gorgeous ass flapped behind him like a mouth-watering stack of pancakes in his pants. My hunger for pancakes had never been stronger. And that's when it happened. He looked back. He caught me staring at his donk. He could have me immediately fired for this, but he didn't. Instead, he smiled and continued to hop on the elevator. What is happening? Am I losing my mind? Did I come here to find love, but did love find me? No, it couldn't be. I ran into the bathroom and splashed cold water on my face. This is insane. It must be crazy, I said to myself in the mirror as the cold water dripped down my face and uniform. I stood there for a minute, just looking into my reflection. Gathered myself and dried off and went to the front desk. I need to take a break, I demanded from Helen, the hotel manager. That's fine, be back in 15, she growled at me. I hope 15 minutes is enough time for me to figure out what the fuck is going on. I was almost out the door before the phone rang. Helen stopped me. Wait, she yelled as she hung up the phone. Take those bags up to Mr. Trump's room before you go on break. He needs them now, and he specifically asked for you to bring them. He did what? He asked for me to specifically bring them. Why me? So many questions racing through my mind like a cool teenager on Heelys in a mall. I gathered Mr. Trump's luggage and headed for the elevator. His luggage said made in China. How ironic. My heartbeat was faster than the elevator as it ticked upwards. I wonder why he's asking for me. What could this be about? I wonder if he just likes me. How could he like me? He just met me. Ding! The elevator rang as we reached the penthouse. I walked down the hall to his door. I've walked this hall many times, but never before has it seemed this long. It felt like an eternity. I wiped my sweat from my forehead and put my hand up to his door to knock. He answered the door only wearing a robe, the robe just open enough for me to see his beautiful saggy chest, a chest that would give Betty White a run for her money. Finally, I've been waiting, he complained. He took his bags and slammed at his door. My heart sank. I guess he just wanted his bags. As soon as I began to pick up the pieces of my shattered heart, the door ripped open again. I almost forgot, he said as he handed me a wad of money as a tip and a piece of paper. Don't be late, as he said. He said in a smile as he closed the door once more. I stood there paralyzed, holding what looked like hundreds of dollars and this note. What is this note? I pulled it from the money and held it up. The note said, be back here at 8 p.m. and get yourself something nice to wear. My knees trembled as I read it. This couldn't be happening. But it was. I told Helen I wasn't feeling well and I left work early. I couldn't be there anymore. I needed to go home. Chapter 2, The Blood Sausage. I walked through downtown thinking about everything. Should I go back and meet him at 8 p.m? No, I can't do that. What am I thinking? I'm thinking about him. I couldn't fight anymore. I had to admit it. I wanted his geriatric 2006 Perez Hilton jello body and I wanted it bad. But before long, we had a new problem. My lustful thoughts had awoken a purple-headed yogurt slinger in my pants. This was getting real, hard, real fast. I needed to go home. Luckily, I lived around the corner and I opened the door and quickly jogged upstairs, making sure nobody saw the bulging blood sausage I was rocking. I sat down on the couch and before I could even take a breath, my roommate Nicole opened the door and came out. What's up with you fat bitch? She asked. Not a whole lot, I lied to her. I couldn't tell her. Why are you acting so fucking weird? She asked. I'm not, I said. I met a boy. Is he cute? She asked, and as she made a sandwich. Gorgeous. His face wrinkled like a beautiful, overflowing flesh toilet. I said, daydreaming. What the fuck does that mean? That's really weird. Nobody fucking talks like that, she said. He's also rich, I followed. Oh, okay, go and get that dick boost, she said. I gazed at the clock at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. already? I hadn't even gone shopping. I rushed to the mall. I needed to get an outfit and get home in time to change. I quickly found a perfect black suit and was on my way home. I googled him on the train and I wanted to know everything about him. His Wikipedia page said he was 69 years young. What a magical number. I'd like to find out more about that. It also said his name is the Donald, but I'm pretty sure they mean Daddy. I was so excited for our second meeting. I couldn't believe this was happening. I got changed and looked at myself in the mirror. You can do this. I repeated to my reflection. I got myself pretty and headed out. Chapter 3, The Meeting. The walk there was short, but it felt like eternity. I was so nervous for our second meeting. Never in my wildest dreams could I imagine this happening. I reached the building and made my way up to the elevator, my heart and meat monster both throbbing more and more and more with each floor we passed. The elevator rang loud and opened her doors like a white girl's legs on prom night. I forced myself down the hall. My legs were heavy, fighting me against every step. I looked at my phone, 7:58 p.m, just in time. I knocked the door gently on the penthouse. The door creaked open, and there he was, handsome as ever, like a giant melting fat carrot with fake hair. He was wearing a gorgeous suit. You look good, he said. As I entered the room, he locked the door behind me and asked me if I wanted to take a seat. Why did you ask me here? I said, as I sat down. You know why I asked you here, he said as he brushed his hand against my cheek, leaving a stream of self-tanner dripping down me. He sat beside me and put his hand up on my thigh, caressing me up and down. The only thing I knew was that I wanted to ride the elevator to the top of his Trump Tower. He moved closer, putting his cold dead lips on my neck. I shivered with excitement. His hands felt like an old, dried gingerbread house. I was in love. I should tell you something, he breathed onto my neck. Tell me later, I said as I reached down for his pants. Fine, but close your eyes, he said. I was reluctant but obedient. I unzipped his pants and touched his cold, scaly thighs. Opened my eyes as I grabbed his thick, long tail. What? Donald Trump's a fucking reptilian? I screamed and let go of his tail. His neck flared up like that dinosaur from Jurassic Park. You know the one. I mean, he hissed and leapt for the window, leaving behind nothing but broken glass and shattered dreams. Shattered hearts. Chapter 4. I bet you didn't fucking expect that. The end, or is it? A special thanks to Nick Sanchez, Sasha the Great, Twitter, my mother for dropping me Barack Obama, Terry, a homeless Terry from down the street, Sarah Palin, Bernie Saunders, marijuana, and alcohol. Well, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. And if some of you've got your cock in your hand, then I'll leave it there. This will get 5 reviews, 5 stars on Amazon. Yeah, spread the word. We're trying to get this to Trump and see if he enjoys it or not. It'll be interesting to get his feedback. Yeah, that's it really. Hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, then you've just wasted 12 minutes of your life on me reading this book to you. Yeah, that's about it. Thank you, guys. If you like it, share it, and let's try and get this to Donald Trump. Thank you.